This video is brought to you by the Ridge wallet. Guys, this incredible wallet, it's light, sleek, and industrial. And it doesn't awkwardly fold or bulge out of your back pocket. It goes in your front pocket and it will seriously change your whole pocket game. If you moved on from the flip phone, don't you think it's time to let that 90s style wallet that your father used behind? Ridge wallets hold up to 12 cards, plus all the cash that you need. You can choose from over 30 colors and styles, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. It is the best wallet you can buy. You don't just have to take my word for it, because there's over 30,000 5-star reviews. I was skeptical at first, but once I tried it, I will never go back to my old wallet. There's no pressure. I want you to try it out for 45 days. If you don't love it, send it back, full refund. If you decide to keep it, there's a lifetime warranty. Click on the link in the description. That's going to get you 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns. Go to ridge.com/Chael. That's ridge.com/Chael. Use the promo code Chael for 10% off today. All right, guys, bear with me here. Let's break down the weekend. But there was really two stories coming out of this, right? The Kevin Holland fight. And then, of course, the main event. Let's start with Kevin Holland. I don't know that I have ever seen Kevin do something that I didn't like, but also, even this, because you guys don't love it all. Like when he was talking to athletes and doing that stuff, that annoyed some of you. But I at least understood it, right? Do I get credit for that? Because Kevin was not trying to be a poor sport. He was not trying to be a jerk. He wasn't even looking to entertain or get himself attention. That's how Kevin stays calm. Kevin stays calm by making a fist fight in a steel cage against a trained killer in front of the world playful. That's how he keeps things playful. That's how he keeps his energy in check. That's how he deals with tough situation, is able to come back. But he's got a great attitude. He has a great attitude because he acts it out, right? We are whoever we pretend to be. The great actors in Hollywood assume a role. They become that cowboy. They become that prisoner. They become that love-strict puppy item. Whatever it is, they really become that. And Kevin Holland is just playing his role to keep himself in check. Okay. The story going into this fight was onefold, and onefold only. Has Kevin fixed or helped to fix any holes within his game as it pertains particularly to wrestling takedown defense? It's a whole story of the two losses that Kevin Holland had in the last year. Same story. Got taken down, couldn't defend it. Kevin recognized it, goes out to the AKA, works with Daniel Cormier. Little bit oversold story. He was only there for 5 days. But in all fairness, we at least know that he is sincere in his belief that he needs to fix this one error. So coming in, it would be a success if you're a Kevin Holland fan if he just stops some takedowns. If he can find himself in similar positions, which for Kevin is usually pushed up against the fence, guy drops down to a double, he doesn't know how to play the fence game. Can he offer better defense? First off, yes, was the answer. Second, break the fight down. Have you ever seen this happen where a headbutt ends the fight? And for me, it's yes. Off the top of my head, twice it was in boxing. If you wanted to be very critical, the referee got this right 5 seconds too late. But I think you are being too critical if you bring that up. Most referees, if they miss something and time ticks off the clock, they will never go backwards. They don't want to admit I missed it. They don't want to say, well, hold on just a second, we need to review this. This referee had integrity. This referee had extreme integrity, was willing to take it on the chin as long as the combatants got a fair adjudication. That referee needs patted on the back 100%. Now, when the head clash happens, Kevin Holland is out. That's the moment you step in. Referee saw the head, saw it, but everything was fast. Everybody needed a moment there, including, in all fairness, Kevin. Kevin and his opponent didn't know what was happening, what the rules were. Leads to a rear naked choke. Standing, Kevin looks to defend it. He taps out. Great. I just told you the ending sequence. Referee says, time out just a second. I think I missed something. I am going to go consult with the commission to see if I have the right to back the tape up, and moreover, should have it been stopped? The Nevada State Athletic Commission came to the conclusion of yes, which was the right conclusion. That That referee, I don't think he's ever going to get credit for this. I think people are going to say it in the other, well, he got it right, but it was 5 seconds too late. He got it right. You show me another ref that's willing to run it back and admit, I made a mistake. I am 5 seconds too late. None. This guy did awesome job. I only bring that up because Kevin Holland also gets points with me for his interview he did in the back, where he said, guys, fine, it's going to be a no contest. That's what they ruled it. As far as I'm concerned, I got knocked out and choked out all in the same fight. This guy wins. Dawkins wins. That's a cool answer. That is a very cool answer. Dawkins came out and said, look, man, this thing's going to haunt me. And I could only imagine from his standpoint, that's a tremendous win on a very beautiful placement on a card over a guy everybody knows. A week after your brother gets a tremendous win. I mean, this is great. The relief and the excitement that Dawkins had taken from him, I bet that does hurt. So Dawkins said, we got to do it again. Holland said, we got to do it again. I don't think anybody disagrees. Let's move on to the main event. The main event laid an egg. But it's not the first time where a fight that looks beautiful on paper has double-crossed us. Kimbo Slice, Houston Alexander comes to mind. Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou comes to mind. But you look at that fight on paper, you go, okay, here's what I know. I know these two are going to come out and look for the knockout. They both have the power. One of them's going to find it. I just don't know who it's going to be. Let's sit down and not blink. Every now and then. And it only happens when, okay, if you're a great striker and you're going to take on a great striker, but you believe you're the better striker and you're determined to prove it, and he's thinking the same thing, that's when you have those fantastic Eddie Alvarez versus Justin Gaethje style wars. When you have, I'm a striker, he's a striker, I'm not sure he's not better, and I'm really not wanting to find this out, that's when you have two guys that don't engage. And you never know as a matchmaker when that's going to happen, ever. We saw the same thing happen, as a matter of fact, in reverse, turned into one of the greatest fights of all time. We're about to get number 2, but of course I'm talking about Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington. They go in there, Covington, Division I All-American, Usman, Division II champion. They both respected each other's wrestling. Not only was there no wrestling in that match, neither attempted wrestling. I want you to keep that in mind. That's for a future thought. I'm planting a seed. But as we start to break down this rematch, that's a very relevant piece to my analysis. I don't think that's going to happen this time. I think they're both going to look for the takedown, test this wrestling theory, see what they can do. But when they both threw that out ahead of time, they threw it out in the locker room. Colby decided in the locker room, the juice isn't worth the squeeze here. Not positive I can get him down. I know it's a lot of energy. What Colby didn't know is Usman thought the same thing. Usman looks at Colby and goes, look, I don't know if I could take him down. But I know it's going to be a hell of a lot of energy, and I'm not willing to expend it if I can't get on top. And they went to war. So even though that ended up being an amazing fight, it happened for the same reasons, which is they both respected each other, which is what we saw between Santos and Walker. That's what we saw happen. I'm not ready to write either guy off. I mean, every now and then a guy gets a pass. You think Santos is happy with the level of excitement and action in that? You think Walker's happy the level of excitement? You don't need to kick these guys, trust me. They're upset with themselves. They know what they've done. They don't need a call from anybody. They got it. Every dog gets one bite. This was the one. Santos moves on. We'll see what's next for everybody involved. That is what you missed over the weekend.